Eren Yeager is what Nietzsche feared the most. Why do I keep seeing these like Nietzsche videos and I've seen like ones titled Mr. Beast is what Nietzsche like why do I keep seeing this Nietzsche guy? Is this the new viral meme thing? Video by Mr. Man with Love. All right.
Eren Yeager is what Nietzsche spent his life warning us about.
What is freedom? The one who has the will to assume responsibility for oneself.
Some people see Eren as the man who saved his
Oh, are we going back into this freedom dynamic? Bro, I've even seen people comparing like Luffy and Eren's versions of freedom. And Luffy's version is a lot better. Eren, the thing is, Eren was in a cruel world. It's so easy to liberate the world of One Piece as long as you're strong, but like Eren had to make like a huge choice. Like, so when people are glazing Luffy saying like Luffy has better freedom or his version of freedom is better, Luffy could not solve the issues of the Attack on Titan world. Like, Luffy is not smart enough to even think of plans that Eren did. I feel bad for Eren, bro.
fellow Eldians. Others say he's a genocidal monster who killed 80% of humanity.
No, we're not gonna do that to Eren. Okay, honestly, what Eren did was insane. Especially him saying I wanted to do it. That was wild. But I understand like why he had to do it in a weird way. Bro, it was either his friends and his family or the rest of the world. And it's like that's a tough choice.
But I see something neither side is willing to admit. I see the exact kind of victim mentality that Nietzsche diagnosed 100 years ago. Once so consumed by oppression, he completely lost himself.
Bro, low-key, I really do feel bad for Eren because his verse might be even worse than frickin' Naruto's verse. At least Naruto was able to kind of end the cycle of hatred after speaking to Pain and all that BS. But like with Eren, with Attack on Titan's world, especially when you got creatures with creepy ass smiles like this, like, I mean, bro, what was Eren supposed to do? Honestly, the Attack on Titan universe is more depressing and nihilistic than frickin' Naruto Shippuden, bro. Like, what the hell?
The first act of the show was about Eren finding his way to what he thought meant freedom, the ocean. But when he got there, things seemed a little different.
向こうにいる敵全部殺せば俺たち自由になれるのか
I feel like Eren fell into a small trap because I think Armin, when he was here, Armin was just happy to embrace the sea and the ocean. But Eren's thinking that he needs to do something or fulfill a requirement before he can finally feel freedom. Meanwhile, Armin just embodies it and feels it, which is why Armin is happy in the moment versus Eren, who is still depressed until he finally will defeat all his enemies. I think this is just like a common mental trap. It's like, let's say for dating, right? Let's say you're a guy, you think you need to like, let's just go with the basic internet stereotypes. You think you need to make 6 figures, have a bunch of status, be super good at dressing well, and then you'll start dating, or then you'll be able to get a girlfriend. And that's more so like Eren's ideology, but Armin would just be himself and he would just naturally like attract women or just naturally get a girlfriend before fulfilling these like fake requirements. So Eren is just kind of caught up in this loop or this trap of like, he feels like he needs to complete something before he can be free instead of just kind of like living in the moment, bro. Yeah, it's cooked.
A place once seen as hope is now but a wall to cross before he sees more enemies to defeat. And
Attack on Titan really might be like the best written anime, man. If Oda really has like a 10 out of 10 ending for One Piece, I might say that One Piece is better than AOT. But right now, it's really just AOT, bro. Freaking masterpiece. Probably even better than Death Note. Just freaking masterpiece of an anime. Isayama is a freaking genius.
that's Eren. His only path forward is the removal of all obstacles.
生まれた時からこうなんだ。俺は進み続ける。敵を駆逐するまで。
For Eren, freedom means removing every single obstacle until nothing can stop him. But that's the exact problem. There's always going to be more obstacles. This is Nietzsche's negative freedom, a being that uses eradication as a tool for liberation.
この世から。
Here's the issue with what Eren did. Eren's basically saying we'll finally be free if there's no humans left on the earth, right? This is the issue with like what Eren was trying to do, right? Obviously, there will be no more conflict if you and your friends are the only ones left on the planet. I mean, duh, but like, do you understand the implications or what you would have to actually do for that to happen? Like, Eren should have thought this through a little bit more. Damn.
Now let's compare that to a character like Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy, the
Even in this video, bro, oh my god, it's always this Luffy Eren dynamic. I freaking predicted it. I swear I didn't even watch this video beforehand, bro. This is completely new. I've seen other videos obviously comparing Luffy and Eren because, you know, they're both characters about freedom, but I guess this is just like a mainstream comparison because even in this video, we bringing up Luffy.
protagonist from One Piece has but one goal: become the king of the pirates. And he does so by living authentically while creating space for others to do the same. It's additive, communal, and joyful. But Eren's depiction of freedom is purely subtractive.
Yeah, bro, it's like with Eren, bro, it's like Eren's trying to accomplish a goal so then he can finally, you know, be happy, marry Mikasa, whatever he wants to do, right? Be free. Luffy's always been embodying freedom, even when he, like, just throughout his entire journey. Sure, and it's not even about if, like, Luffy necessarily succeeds or not, because, again, Kaido killed Luffy in Wano. Like, before Luffy went Gear 5, Luffy legitimately, like, died. Like, he was dead. He got killed by Kaido. But yeah, Eren is waiting to be free. Luffy just embodies it. Luffy is already free, bro.
Isolated and hopeless. Bottom line is that Eren desperately seeks liberation, while Luffy just is.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And the thing is, Eren is too smart for his own good, man. Like, Luffy's just an idiot. Luffy is like freaking Goku, or maybe even, who was I thinking of? Maybe kind of like Yuji Itadori. Like, the smarter the character is, the more depressed they're gonna be, right? Think of Naruto, right? Think of Eren Yeager. Think of Subaru from ReZero. Like, the smarter you are, the more depressed you're gonna be. It's just like, that's just how it is, bro. Freaking Itachi, Uchiha, Kakashi, Obito, literally just any smart character, they're always kind of more depressed. Megumi Fushiguro, Potential Man.
This twisted idea of negative freedom is exactly
Bro, being smart sucks, low-key.
what Nietzsche feared among men. But where does Eren's desire to be free even come from?
Yeah.
This moment is where people think his journey to freedom came from.
AOT's first episode, insane, man.
But it came way before. I never thought about what was beyond the walls until then. I'd only spent my days looking at the clouds in the sky. But then you came running to me with a book. Both of us were outcasts. We never got along with the other kids in town. That's all we were back then. But it all changed when I heard you telling me those things. And I saw the look in your eyes. You looked like you were having an amazing dream. A dream I couldn't see. And that's when I knew, for the first time, I wasn't free. I realized that I had been living in a bird cage all that time, and those freakish things had taken away my freedom. The world was so big, but it forced me into a tiny cage. I knew I could never forgive them. Nietzsche would not call this ambition. This is a child who would find any excuse to feel powerless. This is what Nietzsche called resentment. Resentment is what happens when someone experiences a pain so deep that the pain stops being something they feel, it becomes something they are. Their entire
Wait, what? So wait, what?
identity gets built around the wound, around the oppressor, and around the cage. Remove the
That's insane. Is it kind of like, wait, what?
walls.
Okay.
Eren sees nothing. Remove Marley. Eren has
So the pain is no longer an emotion, but like an ideology in a way? Like, okay. All right.
nothing. Remove the oppressor. Eren is nothing. But the ironical question in the show is this: could he have prevented all this? Eventually we learn that he's the only human being in existence who can see the entire timeline of events. The rumbling, the death, his own end, he could see it all. But despite seeing it all, he still ended up manufacturing his own faith. Many fans say Eren had no choice, but I say Nietzsche would argue that he chose every single bit of it.
復権派の仲間にダイナにクルーガーに
He forethought
Yeah, no, hold on.
派の仲間にダイナにクルーガーに
I understand Eren saying you have to avenge them, and not even necessarily just Grisha, you know, Eren's dad's comrades, but Eren's dad, Grisha, his sister was literally eaten by dogs, bro. By like one of the Marleyan police officers, bro. Like, you gotta get your get back, bro. It was his little sister too, bro. Like, you gotta get your get back, bro. That's crazy. That's insane, bro.
He foresaw everything. The friends he would have to betray, the graves that he would have to dig, and he still went forward anyway. Not because he had no choice, but because a man whose identity is built entirely around a cage cannot imagine a life without one. So when he finally had the power to write any story he wanted, he wrote the only one he knew: suffering, walls, destruction. This is the antithesis of what Nietzsche called amor fati, love of fate. You see, Nietzsche had one test to see whether a human being was truly free. It's one simple question. If you had to live this exact life again, with the same pain, same losses, and same moments, would you say yes?
Ooh, that's a good philosophical question. That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Would you genuinely want the same life again? Eren would say no.
So I'm assuming if the answer to that question is no, that means that you like just need to change your life, right? I'm assuming is what Nietzsche is going for. Or?
ミカサと見て
Yo, I honestly understand this, but people were clowning on Eren for this, bro. I want Mikasa to be in love with me for at least another 10 or 15 years. I don't want her to get with another guy. No. Bro, the fan base was going crazy, bro. The memes were insane, bro. I don't get why people switched up on Eren, bro, because, bro, just, oh, God. He got clowned. People really switched up because everybody was liking how season 4 Eren was cool. He was aura farming, kind of like Sung Jin Woo in a way. You know, he was just like cool. He got like what 8-pack abs or something. The new hairstyle. He's all emo. And then people say this was bad writing because then Isayami completely breaks his development and has him crying like a little baby and simping for Mikasa. Dear Lord. I still don't get it though, Eren. Like, why? He should have just ran away with Mikasa. He should have actually done that timeline, or at least just date her at least, or like, you know, start a romantic relationship with her. Like, why, bro? Put the rumbling before Mikasa, bro. Like, you still could have just dated her while you were doing all this stuff or something. I don't know.
He died
Bro,
wishing
look at Armin's face though.
would relive his life differently. A lot of fans would call his deeds a necessary sacrifice.
No. Armin, there's no other way. You saying maybe there's another way is insane. There's not another way. Let me show y'all.
Would relive his life differently. A lot of fans would call his deeds
Maybe there's another way. The little dash. There's no other way. Eren literally killed 80% of humanity. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Eren, but you're going to hell, man. Like, it sucks. I like the fact he had to make this decision in the first place sucks, but it's just over. It's so over, bro. You killed 80% of humanity. You killed like 6 billion people. What about them? What about the 6 billion people?
A necessary sacrifice, but Nietzsche would call it the confession of a man who hated his life so deeply he couldn't imagine a version of it worth loving. You see, at the end, Nietzsche deeply, he couldn't
They're literally standing in a freaking pool, an ocean of blood.
imagine a version of it worth loving. You see, at the end, Nietzsche might have despised Eren Yeager, but he would have deeply respected Hajime Isayama, because Isayama
Wait, what? Okay, that's interesting. Wait, why would he respect Isayama?
did what Nietzsche demanded from great art. He wrote the character.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that little that dynamic. It's just I like how like I don't know how to explain it, but I like how Nietzsche would have hated Eren Yeager while actually loving and respecting Isayama. It's kind of a weird dynamic. So like he would hate the main character of a series created by an author he respects. You know, it's just kind of like that weird little, I guess, polarity. I don't know the specific word for it. It's just interesting. It's just interesting.
Of a wounded human being all the way to its ugliest conclusion. No redemption, no happiness.
No, this was crazy. This bro, Mikasa. Oh my god, this was crazy. You're holding his head.
Ending. Just the honest cost of a life built around a wound. Eren's story isn't just about titans, wars, or genocide. It's about how much of your life right now is genuinely yours. Be honest with yourself and look at your own life. How much of your situation right now is based off your upbringing? How much of it is based on your decisions?
Well, I would say, 100% of it. Like that goes for everybody though. Like everybody's life is dictated by like, isn't it just nature and nurture? Nurture being your environment. And then, nature is gonna be, your brain. Does your brain give in to like addiction perhaps? Like do you give in to alcohol and drugs more easily, for example? Is your brain just kind of prone to that? Do you just have more overwhelmingly negative thoughts or more positive thoughts, right? Like Luffy, for example, let's take Luffy and Sasuke, right? There are people in real life who are kind of like Luffy. People even compare freaking Aisho Speed to Luffy. People will say Speed is kind of like Luffy just because he travels the world, helps people, whatever. And then you could think about Sasuke being like Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat has $40 million. He's rich. And Kai Cenat is still saying that he has depression, or Kai Cenat is saying that he struggles with like his mental health. Or at the Streamer Awards, he was saying like, he wanted to focus on his mental health. It's like you have two people in similar situations. Kai Cenat has a net worth of 40 million. Aisho Speed has a net worth of 40 million. Aisho Speed loves his life and he seems pretty happy. Kai Cenat is somehow dealing with mental health struggles and he's depressed. It doesn't. It's just life is strange, man. Life is strange. Same scenario, different outcomes.
And how much of your decisions is based on you replaying your old traumas. Yes, shit happens in life and those canon events are not your fault, yet it's still your responsibility to own your fate, to own your reactions, and to own your decisions. But above all, to love the fate that you're in. Again, ask yourself, if you could relive this exact same life without changing a thing, would you accept to relive it? If you answer yes, then, and only then, are you...
I can't even answer that question for myself until like I'm on like the last brink of my life, bro. Like I would have to know my entire life story, bro. Still so young.
Truly free. Thank you for watching, guys, especially if you have reached until this point. The thing is, every character we study is just a mirror. If you want to understand your own patterns so that you can thrive in life in terms of money, career, or relationships, link in the description below. I'll see you on the other side.
I respect it. Yeah, I respect it. And I hope this video blows up. I'm sure it will. I think it already has it already has 20k views and plus. As long as you put Nietzsche, however you pronounce it, Nietzsche, as long as you have Nietzsche in the title, it'll blow up. Honestly. There's so many videos on this one philosopher. I think Rambo is the one who actually like inspired it. I think it's this YouTuber called Rambo. Let's see. Let's go to his most popular video. There's got to be one with Nietzsche. Hold on. Yeah, why I Show Speed might be a philosophy genius. You see Nietzsche over there. Bro, Nietzsche is free views, bro. Honestly. Yeah. But I think great video, and yeah, it's a pretty interesting question. Would you relive your life the exact same way? Are you happy? Are you fine with reliving your life?